are going to go over my favorite crystals last month. After the month is over, I kind of look back and see if there are certain crystals that I gravitated towards over and over during the month. And then, so I did one last month, and I thought it was really interesting at the end, going over all of them, reading the properties, and kind of seeing like an underlying theme for the month of, I guess, the energies that I was going through, and also like the supportive crystal energies that I needed. So I'm gonna do it again. This one is for October 2020. And there are definitely crystals that I was super drawn to this month that I didn't even like think about last month. The first stone that I wore over and over and over this month is Mystic Merlinite, or Indio Gabbro. And I put him in this little cage, and I've been wearing him around just like this at work every day, and he gets a lot of attention. A lot of people really like him. I'm gonna take him out of the cage. Oh God, he jumped. I don't think he wanted to come out because he's afraid I won't wear him anymore, but that is not the case. I just want to show everyone how beautiful you are. So this is my little piece of Mystic Merlinite. So if I remember correctly, there was just this one certain day, and I came in my room in the morning before work, and I was like, I need a couple crystals. I'll think like, oh, I need a crystal for this. And like immediately my attention is drawn over here. It's almost like one of them like shouts at me or something, or like somebody grabs my face and moves it. So as like an overall theme, Mystic Merlinite is supposed to be about soul retrieval and self-awareness. It's supposed to help you realize and then release kind of like the deeply ingrained emotional patterns and like wounds that you've picked up over the years. It's supposed to help you notice them, but then also release them. So it's like a lot of like deep healing, inner work type of stuff, which I feel like we all need more of, even if it's something you work on. And I feel like more often it's something that we don't want to work on. It's kind of something that we just like shove down, like, I don't want to think about this or deal with this right now. And this is like, no, remember this. You do need to look at it and deal with it. And that's the only way you can move on from things sometimes. Like, you have to let things go, but sometimes you have to revisit them before you can let them go and actually like look at them and look at what they did to you and be like, this is okay that this happened to me. I'm on the other side of it now. Look how much I learned. Look how much better I feel now. And then realize that it was just like a lesson that made you into who you are now. You're so much like stronger for it and things like that. It's turned you into who you are. And you have to look at it in that kind of good way and then release it. And then that feeling is just like freedom, really. You're free. It's also supposed to open your third eye chakra and your crown chakra and let you communicate with nature spirits and higher dimensional beings and all of that kind of stuff, which is super fun energy to connect with. It's also supposed to help you with past life recall. It is supposed to help you reawaken parts of your mind that are dormant, kind of like helps you realize your potential. And what's funny is when I sat down this morning and I was just kind of like jotting down some notes about this that I didn't want to forget, the whole time in my head, I was actually planning out my next year, like in a business sense, like I'm going to do this and this and this. And it's like it was already helping me be like, I can handle this. Like I have a higher potential than this and I can get all these things done. And I just think it's weird that as I was like tapped into the Mystic Merlinite energy and I was writing about it, that in my mind I was planning the next year of my life. I just think that's really cool, and I've been trying to like be that person a lot lately, so it makes a lot of sense to me that I was drawn to this stone. Something that I've noticed myself with the Mystic Merlinite, I don't know if I've ever read it about it, but just from personal experience, the first time, like when I first got this Mystic Merlinite, I carried it around in my pocket for a couple of days, and I noticed that in those few days, I was remembering my dreams so much. And it wasn't that I was sleeping with it next to me, it's just that during the day, all day, I would have its energy around me, and that in itself helped me remember my dreams. So I thought that was a really cool thing about this stone also. The next crystal that I utilized a lot this past month is green aventurine. And I'm just pulling this piece out to show you. I've been wearing my bracelet. That is how I've been utilizing the energies. And so I'm just showing you a piece of the green aventurine. This is a rough piece. Now, green aventurine, the first things that I think of when I think of green aventurine are wealth, like money, and luck. Like, this is the stone that I recommend to people if you're going on a job interview, if you're going gambling, like any kind of thing that you need like an extra luck, especially luck around anything that's going to do with your financials. This is one of the main stones that I would definitely recommend. So that being said, it does a lot of other cool stuff that we're going to talk about. However, this month I've been wearing this bracelet and people just keep handing me money. I don't know what else to say. Like, people just keep handing me money, and I'm okay with that. So it's a green crystal, so it's very much about the heart chakra. It helps you to cleanse and activate your heart chakra, and then it also like protects your heart and all that energy there. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a loving force field that's not going to let anything get in there and kind of like dampen your mood or your energy. It's very emotionally healing, like a soothing type of energy that helps you then work through things again. One cool little thing I read about it recently is that it is said to be the stone that guarded the shields of the Amazon warrior queens. So I thought that was very, like, I don't know, beautiful. And it does have like it is a soothing and calming energy for sure, but there is so much more in it. Like, there is a lot of power in this crystal and a lot of wisdom, and I think that it's something I've never tapped into that deeply before because it's such a common crystal and I've used it so much. I don't want to say superficially, but kind of. Like, I put it in grids a lot and I wear it around a lot, but I've never been like, oh, this is such a mysterious stone, I need to figure it out. But I think that there is a lot more like mystery and power and wisdom in this than I've ever thought about before. So I think I am going to try to get a little bit deeper with green aventurine. And like I said, I've been really enjoying it this month. It's one of my favorite crystals this past month. So I'm happy that I was like led to it, and now I'm also being led to dive deeper into it. It's also worth noting that it's not good for just an abundance of money, but it also, if you're looking for more like love or more like energy in friendships, things like that, it's like an expanding energy like that. It's not just about money, it's about abundance of all different kinds. So the next crystal that I've been carrying around is Priscila Bluestone. And this is a really cool stone. I almost feel like I need to do a whole video about it. It is from Wales, and this is actually the stone that a lot of Stonehenge is built out of. There's so many cool things about this stone. But this is one that I've been putting in my pocket a lot recently. I've been carrying it pretty much every day at work. And also, like at the beginning of the month, I was carrying it around the house a lot, and I even took it to bed one night, and then I lost it, and then I found it the next night in bed, and I was so excited. Like, I've definitely been like drawn to it in more than one way. And I'm just really enjoying the energy of it, and I'm trying, at the same time, I'm trying to tap more into it because I feel like even though I'm enjoying it, I don't exactly know what it is that it's doing for me, if that makes any sense. It is said to have a strong but subtle transformational energy. So because they say it's subtle, I guess that makes sense that I feel like I don't actually feel anything happening real time. It is also supposed to push you to take action and kind of like soar on your dreams, not just to like sit there and think about them, but to actually like go do. It's supposed to help you channel old earth energy, which sounds magical and amazing. I love that kind of thing. It's also supposed to help you look inward instead of looking outwards towards other people and things, it's supposed to turn your focus inward so that you can then look at yourself and work on yourself. And then as you're like healing yourself, like as you're healing your own emotional wounds, that allows your emotional body to heal. And then the better you're feeling emotionally, the easier it is for you to tap in and kind of like heal your physical body. Whenever your emotional body is upset, it takes up so much energy and there's so much chaos, it's really hard for then your physical body to be able to do what it's supposed to do and fix itself. Like, we are supposed to be able to fix ourselves and be healthy without outside sources. We are, like, that's how we're built. But with so much turmoil and stress and all of that stuff going on in our emotional body, like, how can you settle down enough to be in a good, balanced, grounded state where your body can then take care of itself? So this is supposed to help you do that by starting at the root of the problem. I think that so often when something happens, it's just human nature and so natural to be like, well, it's because this happened, and you want to externalize it. But really, everything is a reflection of you. So everything that's happening is because you need to pay attention to it to heal something that's going on in you, or else it wouldn't be popping up for you over and over again. And sometimes that's a really hard thing to realize and accept. And this stone is supposed to be very supportive to helping you get through all of that. So it is supposed to be full of a lot of healing energies. Like I said, you're supposed to be able to tap into that like old world energy. And in that same vein, it's supposed to help you remember past lives in like the ancient Celtic areas or even ancient Egypt. And I'm there for both of those, okay? I'm here for it. And then one last thing that is said about this stone, which is that it's supposed to resemble a lot of stars in the sky, because it does have all of these like dots on it. And this is a pretty small piece, so you can't see like all of it, but you can see there's little like dots on here. It's like a starry night. I just think there's so much to be said about this stone. Maybe I'll do a whole video on it. It's enchanting. Okay, guys. So we're going to talk about chondrite meteorites. Meteor. You know what I just realized? This stone and the Priscila Bluestone, I got both of these crystals shipped to me from the UK. I don't know if that means anything, but it's a cool coincidence. So this thing is giving me so many tingles right now. Backstory, I love the energy of meteors and meteorites and tektites, anything spacey and alien. Hello, it's nice to meet you, okay? This meteorite piece has so much energy in it. Okay, you guys, so here's the thing. I think that moldavite is the most powerful crystal. I know it's not a crystal, it's a tektite, but in this world, a lot of people call it a crystal, and it is one of the tools that crystal people use, so I'm just calling it a crystal. I know it is a tektite, okay? I know. However, I think that when someone's trying to feel like a lot of power, I think moldavite is definitely such a cool thing to have and to try and to feel, and there's so much energy in it, and so many people feel it. I can handle a lot of energy. I can wear a lot of moldavite around and not be overly affected by it. Like, yeah, if I put on a ton of moldavite pendants, as I have done, I feel like I'm floating around the room a little bit, but I can still function. I'm not feeling like I'm having a heart attack or anything like that. I can handle a lot of high vibrational energy. High vibrational stones are my jam, like they're my favorite thing. This meteorite, dude, it's a lot. So you can see I took it out of my little medicine bag. And I have tried to wear this thing before, and I've never been able to. There have been times when I put it on and I can't even get out of the house without taking it off. I have worn it to work a few times, and within like an hour or two, I've taken it off. It's just a lot. It's a lot, a lot. This month, I've been led to wear it, and I've been wearing it. Not all month long, but definitely in the past week, week and a half, I've been super into this. And when I'm wearing it, I feel a very like clear sense of energy. It gives me a lot of physical energy and it makes me feel positive. There's like a positive push to it, which I really enjoy. It is giving me the heart palpitations right now. So, and it's affecting me a lot. And I've been wearing this. I'm going to put it down. So I've been wearing this around. I haven't taken it out of the bag until right now for the video. I think that this is showing me that by having it in the medicine bag, it's almost like, oh, I can't even like talk or focus right now. It's like shielding me a little bit from it being too much. Holding it in my hands, it's a lot. I don't know how long I could keep that up. But having it in the medicine bag and wearing it around, I've really, really been enjoying it. And I've had a couple of like really cool experiences and pulls with it. But let's go over like the metaphysical properties first. The chondrite meteorite is the most common type of meteorite, and you can find them at a pretty inexpensive price. They have been radioactively dated to be 4.6 billion years old. They are supposed to bring you an energy and an intelligence that is not found on this earth. It's supposed to give you massive energy and stamina, and I can definitely attest to that. Like, yes, it does. It's supposed to give you the ability to open up your future, and it's supposed to have, so if you know anything about the Akashic records, it's supposed to hold all of the Akashic records in it. It's supposed to actually contain the blueprint of all that has been and all that will ever be. So if you can tap into that, you're supposed to have these like really clear psychic visions of the future, or I guess you could delve into the past. It's just supposed to have all of that information in it. And maybe that's why it's like so much energy. There's a lot going on in there. And because I am like fairly attuned to crystals, it's almost like I can't turn it off. So I would be interested to know if this affects everyone in the way that it affects me. But another interesting thing I read about it is it's supposed to be grounding and stabilizing in new environments, which, thinking about this being grounding and stabilizing does seem a little bit strange. But I also read a lot about it being really valuable for people who feel like they're not from this world, people who feel like they've been in like a walk-in situation with their soul and spirit. So in that way, like, let's just get really weird here for a second. A lot of people believe that there are galactic souls out there who have been through so much in so many lives, but that they choose to come back to Earth to help the rest of humanity who are here going through a rough time. So, if you believe in that kind of thing, and if you believe that someone is coming from more of like a cosmic intelligence perspective and they're coming here, which would feel like a very dense and foreign energy to them, then I can see how in that kind of new environment, this could be grounding and stabilizing, because it gives you a little bit of a sense of home, or a little bit of sense of something else that's different and magical that people don't understand. But so here's my cool like experience story with this, and I'm gonna try to hold it again while I'm talking about it. So I was wearing this around, like I said, for a few days, and I'm sitting at work one day and I'm just very drawn to, the idea pops in my head that I need more meteorites because there are so many different kinds. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have more meteorites? A couple of years ago, I was lucky enough to hold a piece of Gibeon meteorite, and it was in a sphere, like a nice sized sphere. And the Gibeon meteorite My voice just cracked. Whenever you polish it, these like people call it a language writing, these etchings pop out of it, and they look like an alien language. They're so cool. And to hold a sphere of it, and they're also very high in like metals. I forget what it's made out of, but it's very heavy, very dense, and it has all of this like crazy looking writing on it. I knew then that I needed one of these eventually, but they can be a little pricey and hard to find. So I'm wearing this at work, and I'm like, I need more meteorites. So I start searching for them online, and at first I find this little like 3-pack, and I'm like, ooh, I should start collecting meteorites, all different kinds, right? That can be my new thing. I'm gonna collect meteorites. Also, I'm a little bit hyped up about meteorites because I think I mentioned this in another video, but I'm pretty sure I saw one not too long ago, like a fireball falling from the sky almost directly in front of me. All of traffic stopped. We're just watching this fireball come down to earth slowly. It was so, I can't stop thinking about it. And I also can't stop thinking about getting a metal detector and going and trying to find where I think it landed. And I told my friend Brittany that the other day, and the next morning I was listening to a random podcast, and they said on the podcast, did you know you can get a metal detector at Harbor Freight for like $50? And I was like, noted, thank you. That's a sign, right? Okay, I'm getting way off track. This thing makes me a little bit amazing. It feels amazing, but it's also very hard to, I need to ground myself a little bit. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is fun. Meteorites are so fun. Okay. Where the fuck was I? Okay. So I'm sitting at work thinking about starting a meteorite collection. And then, so I found that little 3-pack, and then I found this other website that has all these different kinds of meteorites on it. And they happen to have Gibeon meteorite spheres of different sizes. I'm getting the chills just telling you this story. So I'm filling up my cart on this meteorite website of different meteorites that I think I want, and then I leave it. And I do that a lot. That doesn't mean I'm always just gonna buy everything that I'm putting in carts. I'm just finding the cool things and collecting them and then seeing what happens. So whatever, I go home that night and I have this dream. I don't often remember my dreams. My voice keeps cracking while I'm holding this. This is so, I'm feeling very like stretched out right now. Like my vocal cords and everything is just being like stretched out. Like my energy is encompassing this entire room right now, but like in a very thin way. Does that sound insane? So I'm gonna put this down just for a second. I need to be able to tell you the story. I feel like I need some water. You guys, wow. So in my dream, this Gibeon meteorite sphere that I put in my cart drops into my hand, and I can feel it in my hand, and I can feel the weight of it, and that's all I remember from the dream. But the next morning, I knew I had to buy that thing, so I did. I can't wait for it to get here. And I got a couple different kinds of meteorites, but I just think it's kind of fascinating that having one meteorite made me want more. And I kind of feel like it works that way with crystals as well. Like if you get a crystal, it's kind of addicting and you start getting more and more. And it's like that with moldavite. If you get a piece, you start getting more and more. Speaking of moldavite, I've been carrying this one little piece in my pocket lately. Just an honorable mention here. I was putting pictures of him online the other day to sell. And I was looking at his pictures. I was like, oh no, I cannot get rid of him. He is meant for me. So since then, he's lived in my pocket every day, and he's just cute. I don't know. I was just like, I get very zoomed in on my moldavite pictures, and I was looking at him, and I was just like, oh, buddy, you're mine. You're for me. I can't let you go. I have such an attachment to this piece now. It's weird how that happens. I don't have an explanation for it. It's It's just like a soul connection thing. So there's one more crystal I'm gonna put on this list, but I wasn't working with this crystal this month or wearing it, but I've been completely drawn to it. And I didn't really like piece that together until I was closing some tabs on my phone. I don't know about you guys, but I always have like at least 50 tabs open on my phone, like internet tabs. And it's just because I have so many ideas all the time, and like I said, I have so many carts that I'm collecting things in, that's an easy way for me to like pull something back up. I still have it in an open tab from 6 months ago, but I still have it, so I can click on it whenever I want. That's just me. So I was trying to close some tabs the other day, and I noticed how many tabs I had open shopping for smoky quartz pieces. And what's interesting about it is I wasn't searching for smoky quartz. They were just these specific pieces that I've been drawn to, and they all happen to be smoky quartz. So that to me told me I've been like really needing this energy in my life, and it was just like numerous things. And now that I think about it, I don't actually have like an easy piece of smoky quartz jewelry to throw on, which is maybe why it's not something I was like led to wear, because if I go in my closet and I see different stones and I pick them up, that's me being led to wear them. If they're not there to wear, I mean, I guess I could get a piece and put it in my pocket, but just curiously, like I wonder if I had more smoky quartz jewelry, if I would have worn it this month. And I think probably. And that's why I'm holding onto this thing. I just grabbed this for the video. Needed a piece of smoky quartz to represent. So those were my favorite crystals for the month of October. I would love to know if you guys have been carrying a certain crystal around a lot, or if you have anything to say about any of the crystals that I was talking about today. And I guess that's all I have for you today. So thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. I appreciate it so much. Have such a great day, and I'll see you all next time.